Welcome to the Truth Seeker channel. I'm your host, Harvey Dent. And tonight, I just want to make sure that you know exactly what it is you're getting into going private and what you can expect, once you go private. Actually, I have a little test or a gauge as to, whether or not you may be ready to go private, right? Because ultimately, it's your decision, and it's you that will have to deal with any consequences, repercussions, gains, or fortunes. You'll be recipient of any of the results, so make sure you're ready. Now, I feel that there's a need for an explanation because anytime I post something about going to get a birth certificate authenticated, I get a bunch of questions as to why we're doing this, or why something happened, and you want to get your birth certificate authenticated at the county and the state levels of the state that you were born in, okay? Now, when you go to the Secretary of the State in your state, or when you send them your document to be authenticated, you want to make sure that you tell them it's going to be used outside of the United States, okay? A non-Hague Treaty country, which is China, Jamaica, or Taiwan, all right? Now, why are we doing this? Why are you doing this with your birth certificate? Well, because according to Rule 220, which is, I think it was Minnesota, it says the registrar of titles is authorized to receive for registration a memorial upon any outstanding certificate of title, an official birth certificate pertaining to a registered owner, named in said certificate of title showing the date of birth of said registered owner, providing there's attached an affidavit of an affiant, stating that they know that the facts you're stating are true and that you are, who you say you are. Basically, it's saying that if you have a notarized affidavit of truth stating your identity and you have your birth certificate authenticated at those two levels, you send it to the registrar of titles, who is the Secretary of State of the United States of America. And he will authenticate your birth certificate for usage outside of the United States and also make a record of your, basically letting him know you are of the majority. And that's what you're doing. You're letting him know that you're 18 and you're ready to claim your adult responsibility to manage your trust. Just getting my packet together, getting ready to send off right now. Gotta go make a trip to the, got my money order, my two $1 stamps. And that's it. My birth certificate is on the way via the Chicken Express or the snail mail service, whatever you want to call it. Well, I went on ahead and did two-day express because I like to spend everything. I like to send everything express. Get there in a hurry. That means it gets back faster, right? Here's a little something I stole from somebody. I think they're called the Lighthouse Law Group, basically showing the hierarchy of private versus public life. So in private life, God created John Michael Smith and all others. God gave us dominion over the earth and blessed us abundantly based on our covenant with Him. We have natural rights, free travel, right to be left alone, right to self-defense, pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. All right. Then man created state government to regulate his affairs and to serve him. All right? The states then created the federal government to be subservient and serve the needs of the states. Then administrative agencies were created by the federal government, in order to help everybody. But the public side, you have the government created John M. Smith. The federal government has dominion over the state governments and John M. Smith. The federal administrative agencies have dominion over John M. Smith. John Michael Smith identifies himself as John M. Smith and thus no longer has dominion over the earth. He doesn't even have dominion over his own house, himself, his kids, or his land. It's not his anymore. It belongs to, the state and the federal and everybody else. So if you're sitting here and you're, dipping your little toe in the water, want to see what this water is like, and if this private life, might be something for you, then it might be time for you to take a look at your relationship with this fake-ass money, these Federal Reserve notes. What's your relationship with it? Do you dream about money? Do you Do you find great satisfaction in getting your paycheck and then watching it, vanish before your eyes, even faster than, in a fraction of the time it took for you to earn it, it's gone, right? Is that what, what our life is supposed to be? Just day in, day out, grind, never see daylight at the end of the tunnel. Just as soon as you start to make some headway, something happens to knock you back, right? I know I'm not the only one that's happened to, right? That's not what life is supposed to be like. I mean, we've been cheated. Maybe that's another thing that people can't face, is the fact that, what if they feel like they've been cheated, then what are they going to do to exact, revenge, to get back what they've been cheated out of? It takes a commitment. Maybe they're scared of the commitment. They're not scared of the commitment to work for this worthless money, though. That's for sure. Well, they diligent. That's the first thing people talk to. The first thing people say that I talk to after it's been a minute is like, "Are you working?" Or why is that always like the first question? You working? Or where you working? It's like, man, does your work define you? Because you work for money, right? Our whole pursuit. We supposed to have the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. It's like, shit, our pursuit is for the weak-ass dollar. They used to call it almighty dollar. That's just a weak-ass dollar now. All right, so what do you do for money? What would you do for money? Would you take a family member to court for money? Would you file, try and get a child support order against your child, the other parent, and even though that parent was cooperating with you and giving you money just to make their life more difficult, just because, it's about the money? You want to make sure you got your money on time? Have you ever stolen some money from somebody? Is there someone that you're dependent on and giving him a little something, or giving her a little something just because you're getting some money back in return? What do you do for money? What would you do for money? This dirty ass money. Money makes people do some nasty shit. And, this isn't even real money. So, when you get to the other side, it's a little bit more classy. It's more honorable. But, again, it's all about private versus public. And once you take that step and once you make that move to that private side, you have to kind of detach from the public, because you don't want to get caught up in any BS. But that just strengthens the case as to why everyone needs to let everyone know, get the word out that this is not a conspiracy theory, okay? This is a conspiracy fact, and everyone needs to get on board and just start pushing their way to becoming private state citizens and, securing their assets, securing their children, and letting that crooked ass government know that we are not dumbass punks, and you ain't just gonna come do what you want to do and trick us into shit and then think that we're gonna just, find out about it and not do anything. That's what bothers me the most, is the people that I know that are closest to me, they are fine with it. They're not even angry. They don't even want to talk to me. They're not angry about it. And that bothers me. It's like, how can you not be angry about it? How can you not say, fuck this shit? I don't get it. And yeah, wow, man, people are a trip, man. So yeah, anyway, that's goes back to that title frame, is many are chosen, but few ever make it. So even if you do open your eyes and are able to see shit for what it is, and are able to make it to the majority over 18 and proclaim your adulthood to the Secretary of State. Even if you do make it that far, it takes an adult to manage, life after that. And life and commerce after that is going to be different. And again, I just think that we should push to get even as many people as we can going this way as possible, because they're already looking at tanking the system, the currency system. They're already putting moves in place to try and tank it. So we're just going to be at their whim. So this is the move. This is the first, we make the first move. Why are we going to wait for these fools? Push the word, get the word out. And I can't stress this enough, brothers and sisters. Not everyone is going to understand. Okay. Don't let anyone discourage you. If you feel it strong enough that you are here and you are listening to me, you need to take action and start making moves and, doing what is going to make you feel right about the world. Because if you're okay with knowing you're a slave, you don't want to, pull the sheets up and see what the hell's hiding underneath there. And what's underneath there, that's some nasty, crooked shit too. Then you deserve what you got coming to you. But those that wake up, man, don't let them slow you down, okay? Keep your head down and get this shit done, and just, do what you have to do in order to find your truth and pursue your happiness. You don't even have to go all the way to private. You can just be free. And when you find it, they'll know. And then maybe they'll come tagging along then. Hopefully it's not too late. Someone asked a question. I saw a question in comments about the UCC1. Why they filed the UCC1 and why the bank is not accepting their promissory note or their draft exchange or whatever. Man, you're lucky you aren't being picked up for counterfeiting. Because you have not properly connected your trust to any source of your trust is sitting there, but it has no way out. It's just sitting there. You need to open the gates to it. In order to do that, you need to establish ownership of it, which if you listen to the first part of this video, those are your instructions on how to establish ownership of your trust or your birth certificate, or you, basically. Well, if you like what I'm doing here, why don't you go ahead and click that like button. You know you want to like it. Subscribe, share, comment, dislike. Do something so your brothers and sisters know that you're alive out there. Until you find your truth, keep looking. Oh, and keep sharing.